Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over the AM Silver Bullet for Thursday, September 14th. We're going to go candle by candle and let's get started. That looks like a balanced price range right here. This fair value gap overlapped with another fair value gap. To me, that's a balanced price range, and so I wouldn't want this traded into until this low is taken out. So I'd like to see that stay unfilled. All right, so we got sell side taken there. Now I need this high right here, swing high right here to be traded through for a market structure shift to go long. We've taken out that target right there as well, sell side. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so we got more sell side being taken. So we'll need this to be broken for market structure shift. So I like that displacement to break through. So that leaves behind a fair value gap right here, another fair value gap right here. Let's mark out another volume imbalance right here. All right, so let's see what happens here. I'd also see this as a breaker block. This is the low, high, lower low. Breaks through. I'd like to see it come back down into it. But I'd like to see it actually close. Now, there's two schools of thought. You can actually use the highest part of the wick, which is what I got here, because it's a very big wick compared to the body of the candle. You can also use the highest up close candle, the actual body. So you can use this one right here as your breaker if you wanted to. You can also use the candle, but I'm just using the wick at the highest point right there. It's kind of preference. So it comes down here. Ideally, I just want to see it come in and trade and hit this top of this fair value gap. I don't necessarily need it to do anything different than that. Okay. All right, that's good because it's still respecting that breaker block. It's still in the fair value gap. So let's buy 2 there. Throw our pattern on. This would be right here. Well, it would be right here. So we're aiming 1 to 3 right here. It's really aiming for our high is this high is what we're aiming for with this new week opening gap, but we're just going 1 to 3. So let's see what we do. We will take our partial at above this high, which is about 60%, a little over 60%. That's where I would be taking a partial. So let's see what happens. For me to take a partial, I have to have a candle close above that line because on TradingView it goes off the candle close. So I just can't have a wick through. I actually need a candle close above it. Like that. That would do it. So let's take one off there. move our trailing stop right here. About there. All right, so let's see what happens. Okay, there you go. See if it takes out that high. It does eventually. Okay. All right, let's take off this position. Remove my trailing stop here. All right, so what did price do? Price started, it came down, it took out sell side liquidity. Again, a couple times, took out more liquidity over here. And then we waited, we had a market structure shift. We marked our breaker block, we marked our PD arrays, our fair value gaps, our volume imbalances. Price came into the fair value gap. We took our trade. However, we had to have our stop below the lowest fair value gap, knowing that it could get traded into. And we aimed for 1 to 3. What we should have probably aimed for is the actual based on structure versus just a risk to reward ratio. Either way, 1 to 3 is great. So we took a partial about 60% and moved our stop to break even, and then eventually hit our TP. So that is your AM session Silver Bullet trade setup for Thursday, September 14th.